ora, haere mai. Welcome to Me and Not by the Sea. My name is Catherine, my pronouns are she, her, and today is episode 52 and it's the 15th of June.
2023. I was going to say
Yes.
2022. Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm the other half of Neat and Not by the Sea, and my pronouns are also she and her.
Did I say that?
I think you did. If not, they are.
Yeah. Okay, so we're here for another catch up and
We are
what
indeed.
we're doing, but let's, as usual, let's do chit chat first.
Yeah, so it's
What
been
is
2
happening?
weeks since our last confession.
It's been 3 weeks because busy.
No, only 2. We're on track. This is track.
Oh, so last week wasn't it?
No, last week was just a stitchy week.
It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
And the reason, because we catch up every Thursday, but only film on every second.
Yes.
The reason why we didn't catch up last Thursday is it was my niece's birthday. So happy birthday, Minty, who doesn't watch this Flosstube, but you know,
She
one
will.
day.
One day, when she becomes interested in crafts.
Yeah, she's very dark with me because her present still hasn't arrived.
Oh.
I left it a bit late to order it because I didn't realise it was coming from Australia, and it's like still not arrived.
Can you say what it is?
Oh yeah, she knows what she chose. It's Sylvanian Family's mermaid nursery set. I don't know, it's this great big box. It's got a sailing ship, it's got some seashells. It's awesome.
Was it for you or for her?
Well, I had mermaids, so like 50-50. It's really cute. I'm a big fan of Sylvanians.
That's really funny because when her mum was talking about it, she made her sound like she was almost a teenager.
She
and
is.
here she is with Sylvanians.
She still really is into that sort of role playing with games, and she still plays. She's had Sylvanians since she was like 3. She still plays with them. They're
They're
absolutely
very cute.
thrashed.
Yeah. Oh well, hopefully soon.
Yeah, but she did get a phone for her birthday, so you know, maybe she's be less interested in the toys. We'll see. She chose them. I said, you know, do you want the money? Do you want a present? Do you want tickets to go and see Pink? Or
Pink is coming to New Zealand.
yeah, she's coming to Dunedin next year.
Oh. Who knew?
She was quite keen on the Pink idea, but then I had to explain that there'd be the shitter seats because all the cheap good seats are gone. She was less impressed with that. Anyway, so that was last Thursday. Went out for tea with Whānau. And the weekend I stitched at Stitch Witches just for fun, and then I caught up with some friends for lunch on the Sunday, and then I stitched at home on Home Sweet Home.
Nice.
2 more weeks, people. 3
That's all
weeks.
her life. That's all her life.
All my life. Sorry, end of this month, people, and we'll be on to some other things.
Oh, funny.
What about yourself?
What has happened in my life? I've ordered roses for the garden.
Ooh.
So in front of the girls' sleep out, so we're going to have a little rose garden. It's actually quite a small space, but it's amazing how many roses you can cram into it.
Nice. Are you doing carpet roses or bushes?
Oh
or-
Lord, what do you think I am? Like a council reserve?
I don't know. I'm impressed that I even knew that there were different types of roses.
But oh, excuse me. Very offended gardener here. No, they're bush roses. So I was trying to be really sensible. I think I can fit 20 roses in this garden, but each rose is $40. And I was like, Catherine, you don't have to get 20 roses.
Not all at once.
So I ordered like 40, and then I listed 40, and I was whittling it down. So because I'm a grown up, I ordered 13.
That's good. You can get them in and see how much space
And I thought next year I can top it up. That'll be fine. So I ordered that, and I ordered loads of seeds. I forgot to bring my seeds. I showed my seed packets yesterday. I bought some specialty seeds and some generic seeds.
Are we on an angle?
I told you it was on a slight
Thought
angle.
I fixed it. Sorry, people. Close your eyes.
Overshot.
Did overshoot.
Yeah.
Sorry, we did use
Be
it.
distracted by seed chat.
Yeah, okay, go.
Hair's a bit funny. So I ordered. I just bought seed packets from the place because it's spring. Apparently, it is not. And I ordered some from Susie something. So anyway, that was because I'd been talking about alliums because Nithya has alliums. Very jealous, and I didn't think you could get these alliums. So I've never grown allium from seed particularly. Like I've bought bulbs, and then from the bulbs, when they got seeds, I've grown that. But I never started out from seeds. But they were just an onion. So I found they had packets. They had 3 varieties of allium, so I bought the 3. But the packet seeds, they're so beautiful. They're like watercolor images.
Oh.
I mean, they're then produced, like printed, but the original artwork is clearly a watercolor. It's so beautiful. I was like, I'm going to save these packets so carefully.
Packets.
Very beautiful. So I showed those. So roses, and I felt that was very good.
It does seem very restrained.
Only 13. Not if you
don't do the maths.
don't work it out. Don't work it out. But then my big excitement. Well, I've got two exciting news. Christina's in Europe. She made it. She's now in Wales, starting her job. It's very cute and adorable and lovely. Her accommodation is a stone-built building, so she doesn't get that in New Zealand, so it's very lovely for her. So I think she's good. I've caught up on my sleep now. I had a bit of like mum stress, but very excited for her. And I'll talk a little bit about that when I'm showing one of my quilts. And my other news is that I'm learning Portuguese.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You did not know that.
That's fantastic.
I don't know how it came up. I was like, I've been talking about Portuguese since a few months ago, and I finally pulled my finger out. I'm using Duolingo, which is not amazing. And also, Paola, please forgive, because I'm trying to respond to your messages. I don't know Portuguese, so I'm sure I'm getting some of your questions wrong in Portuguese. Because Instagram will translate the main comment, but not responses. So I'm guessing a little bit. So sometimes I may get the wrong end of the stick. Forgive. But I'm having to have Google help to help me figure it out, because Portuguese is so close to Spanish, and yet it's not. So there's some funny words. I mean, if I was in a room full of non-Spanish speakers, I'd get the highest grades, because it is close enough for me to kind of guess, especially if it's written down. Less so with the spoken word. But there are some words that are like, if I tried to guess, I'd get them completely wrong. Because, for example, girl and boy, like child girl and child boy, sounds like cat in Spanish. So I was like, okay, that let's not guess that. So anyway, I'm having great fun. I'm doing it every day.
Excellent.
I'm learning lots. And I'm actually going on YouTube now as well to kind of fill the gaps, because it's only Duolingo and it's not.
Yeah,
It's not proper. So. Yay!
That's fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah, I think that's all my news. I'm sure there's stuff I've forgotten about, but
Excellent.
Life's
It'll
good.
come through. We're only 7 minutes in, so that's very short for us.
That's
I'm sure
right.
we'll be distracted somewhere.
There'll be
else,
tangents. Oh, can I say the thing about my Zoom before I forget?
Absolutely.
I was like, Victoria, remind me of this. But
I'd completely forgotten.
We can't trust ourselves. So there's going to be a Zoom. What do you call it? Like a Zoom session?
Meeting? I don't know.
Yeah, a Zoom meeting session.
Get
Whatever,
together.
on the 24th of June. So remember, New Zealand's ahead of most of the world. So when I'm talking about Saturday at 10 in the morning on the 24th, for most people that will be much earlier, unless you live in one of the islands that is ahead of New Zealand. So it'll either be on Friday or it'll be very early on Saturday. So if you're interested in natural dyeing, come and hang out. I'm not going to post the Zoom link. If you want to attend, send me a message on Instagram. It's nzcat26 with your email address, and I'll send you the link. I just don't want some bot to kind of find it and then get disruptive. It is going to be in English, because Nithya is the one that said, oh, that would be such a good thing to do. Can we do that? So, of course, like, I don't need any encouragement. But what I have said in the Spanish video is, if someone wants me to do a session in July, which is in Spanish, I'm happy to do that as well. And if you watch the English version but you understand Spanish, you can join that one. And it's just going to be chit chats. It's free, but if you come and you enjoy it and you think it was a good thing, please donate to a local charity. The cost of a coffee or something like that. So that's it.
Yep. So you're intending to specifically talk about natural dyeing and how you do it, isn't that
and tangents. So yeah. So what I thought I would do is I would bring my my books that I use. I would bring some of the products that I use, and I would have my fabrics and my yarns and wool that I've dyed, so that I can show and people can talk and ask questions, show their own stuff. If they do natural dyeing, come and show some of your stuff as well. So that would be good fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So hopefully some of you can make it. I mean, it's not going to be a big group. We don't have a huge amount of followers, and not everybody's interested in natural dyeing. But if that's something that you're tempted to try, it's very easy. It's no harder than cooking. At my level, like I'm not trying to be an artisan, and I'm never going to be selling stuff. So I'm not aiming for reproducible. I'm aiming for fun. So yeah, there we go. I don't know if you're coming. You don't want to dye. You're doing other things. So it's fine.
Yeah, no, you're on your own.
Yeah, so that's it. So do we have any finished objects?
No.
You said yes. You said I do have a...
No, I had more things to show. I thought I only had 2 things. I've got 3.
Okay. I do have finished objects.
Oh, yes, you do, because you did the homework.
I did the homework. So, this is from the
You have to get your boob right up to the screen.
Pig on My Chest Sal. This is my wee little piggy.
He's so cute.
And so this was... I've forgotten the name of the... Stacey Nash. It's from the pattern from Stacey Nash, which is a gather of pigs or something like that. I can't remember. But I got giddy last time, and I was like, oh, let's do Pig on Our Chest Sal. So the hashtag is Pig on My Chest Sal. Keep doing it because I'm quite slightly obsessed with it. And I did the brooch myself. In fact, I'll take it off to show you. Super straightforward. So this is my wee pig.
It's so cute. And I love the shape you've done it in.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a circle. I wanted it to be an organic sort of shape. The back is a different sort of fabric, and it's just a safety pin sewn together.
Beautiful.
Can you see the whip stitch on the edge? And what it is, I just cut out two cardboard shapes and the shape that I wanted, and then I did 2 layers of wadding, one smaller than the other for the front, and then I sewed around the edge and I scrunched it up like a yo-yo, like you would do a yo-yo or a Norfolk puff if you're a quilter. And I did the same for the other side, and then I joined them together and then whip stitched all around it. Little whip stitch. You can't tell, although, you know, I quite like a chunky sort of wonky and imperfect, but it always comes out perfect.
So cute.
So anyway, so this is one finished object. I haven't had a finished object in forever.
You've had so many finished objects.
Have I?
Yeah. You have one like every other. You have one,
I always feel
one
like
a
I'm
month.
such an underachiever.
I haven't finished anything since like.
Because home. Home sweet
Home.
home. And this is my other one,
So cute.
which is Martin and I. I'm not sure what it means I'm saying that this is like 2 little peas.
It's cute.
But Martin was like, oh, you're going to have to do things like grass and stuff. And so I got a bit carried
I must
away.
admit, the grass and the wee sun at the top, gorgeous.
I know, isn't it cute? I was called sentimental and ridiculous by my friend. And I was like, yeah.
You know me so well.
And again, this is just cardboard. Because the idea for me is not that you go and buy materials to complete it. The idea is that you just, you know, whatever you have at home. So I had some Ada that I dyed with avocado. Some more of that postcard that I used. It was an old postcard from a friend that went to Barcelona. And yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't hang out with the right people. Nobody has remarked
Has
on
nobody
it.
commented on it?
Not in my real day life. They're probably like, what is Catherine doing with a pig on her chest? Because they're not crafters. So that's it. 2 finished objects.
Beautiful.
I hope you're doing this. So if you are joining, the hashtag is Pig on My Chest Sal. S-A-L.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I meant to do it the other weekend when I was at your house, but I didn't.
Yes. If you get stuck with how to do a brooch, you know, shoot me a message on my DMs. I'll help you. I was going to do a video, but you know, live. Right, so that's it. Okay, so no finished objects.
No.
What are you working on?
So
Just embroidery. It doesn't have to be cross stitch.
well, I'm going to start with cross stitch first. You're all very familiar with a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger, which is now known as the pub one. Because the friend who's also doing this one said that's what she was calling, and I was like, that's fantastic. I no longer have to write out a peacock, a unicorn, or a badger every time I do it. So
I'm
abbreviations.
It hadn't occurred to you. Actually, it's quite obvious now that we know.
No,
it.
you said it. It's like, Victoria, what have you been on?
It's because you're not a drinker.
So it's fine. So now I'm like, I'm going to go to do the pub after work.
People are going to
really
think you're
makes
like
sense.
a really interesting person.
I know. No, I'm going home. Just
Going out after work.
I'm going home. Here she is. Now, what have I done? I have I've done some background up here. I've filled that leaf in. I have started to fill out this flower. I finished filling out this flower. I think that's it. It's coming along. I love this one. Looks great. Oh, and I've worked some back work of the branch. Worked the branch up there.
It's coming together. It's going to be like you're almost at that critical stage.
I'm so addicted. If I wasn't doing Home Sweet Home, this would be so much further along.
I love it.
This is my go-to. This is the one I take when I'm stitching
at the pub
socially. Like, you know, the one that happens twice a month. Because it's quite easy. You do the outline and you fill the middle, and it's just a lovely one to stitch on.
Oh, show them your fancy bag.
Little hair bag. It's got some needles. Look, I've got a magic bag within a bag, and in this bag are my scissors and my needles.
Because she's that fancy.
It's so fancy.
Great.
No, because I travel with this one, I just chuck it in my handbag, and so then it can roll around in there and not get dirty in the plastic bag.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if it gets wet, it's in a plastic bag. Oh, but you didn't see the front of my clear file. Look, there's Star Wars and Disney Princess. You know,
Why are we friends?
because I'm the best.
For contrast.
Oh, excuse me.
I do have to say, right, you keep me young, because like, oh, it's Pink coming. I know nothing.
And do you want to tell them about the magical thing I did for you the other weekend?
Oh my god. So you know how I was making fun of Victoria and saying she wasn't young anymore?
Oh, youth
She
adjacent.
was youth adjacent. I've promoted her back to youth. Because I have an iPhone that I bought second hand. Because it was easier than going to the shop. A friend sold it to me. And it had no sound. It had sound, and then it didn't have sound. And I spent so much time in the configuration trying to sort out. I had like different ringtones for the girls, all sorts of things. Everything had a different ringtone and stuff. It just didn't work. Christina was going to Europe, and of course I now have my phone by my bed, and I want the sound on. Like, if she so much as thinks of me, I want my phone to ring. Victoria goes, oh, let me see if I can help you. Tick.
That'll work now.
I was like, oh my god, Victoria, oh my god, I can't believe it does. Thank you so much.
This little toggle on the side there,
It's not even a bloody toggle. It's not visible. It's
no,
just
it's
like,
not. It's just a little thing you slide over.
it's just trickery for the older woman. The thing is, I knew about that.
Yeah.
I'd just
You've just
completely
forgotten. Yeah. You'll have put it on silent when you're at the movies one day, and then just...
I don't know what it was, but the thing that I do know is that Martin, who's not a friend of technology and he hates phones, quite often he would miss my calls, and I'd get so angry, like, not nice wife. But since my phone stopped ringing, he's been so nice about it. He did not have a go at me, and I feel a bit bad about it. Anyway, whatever. So now she's in youth again.
Oh, excuse me, people. It's the leftover from my cold the other week.
Yeah, the plague.
Not COVID.
If I'm ill after this, I am going to be so cross/pleased because
I must be so not contagious. It was like 3.5 weeks ago.
I don't know. Okay, works in progress. You can start laughing. I have started on my Mirabilia. So, this one's called Winter. And as we know, it's a set of 4. And I will not do the set because my name is not Victoria.
So wrong.
Such nice packaging.
It's beautiful packaging.
Really
and I really
nice
like
packaging.
how it's obviously the same packet for all their stitching. They just put a different postcard in the front.
Although this is old. I wonder if...
they may have changed it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Zeb, you tell us. I know you do a lot of Mirabilia and you're going to a retreat with
Ooh.
Nora Corbett in Australia.
Oh, cool.
I know. I've seen other people get a bit giddy about it on the interwebs. So anyway, I just really liked it. I'm a gardener. What's not to adore about this? Well, plenty apparently, because I am going to change quite a bit. So I think this is mistletoe. Don't like it. I think I might do a star, like a pendant. Imagine Mexican tin star.
Beautiful.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't like the garden on the plans. I want it to be a veggie plot, so I'm going to put rows of veggies. That's my plan. I mean, I might not do anything. And also, I'm not a millennial, so I don't want these succulents in the little pots. I'm not a millennial. I don't need succulents.
My mum keeps trying to put succulents in my pots out the front, which are currently just full of weeds. She said there'd be much less maintenance to it.
Yeah, there would be. Yeah.
It'd be great.
But
I've got to
also,
repaint my pots first.
Succulents are a thing.
Yes,
like-
they're big at the moment.
I'm not.
Or
Yeah.
terrariums.
Terrariums.
Terrariums. I was close.
You knew almost a gardening term.
I know.
You get the points. You're the youth.
You.
But yes, I don't need succulents. I kind of think like succulents are like your entry point to gardens. Like people are scared of gardening, they will do a succulent because, as Victoria said, you have to do very little with them. I'm a fully fledged gardener. Thank you very much. I jeopardize future travel plans by buying roses. Anyway, so I'm enjoying this, and I'm doing it with mystery fabric that I got for free at the Stitch Retreat. So that is my start.
Very pretty.
And it very amuses me because I like to think that I'm like, woohoo, I'm a
You're loosey-goosey.
yeah, I'm not, I'm doing the frame because that's the right way to do it.
At least you'll know you've got your margins sorted before you get too far
I
in.
know, right? So anyway, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not happy that it's so big. So I might change it to a higher count. I've got a 46. The reason I haven't started on the 46 is because it's white and I don't want this on white. So I might dye it with onion skins,
Ooh, what colour will that make it?
like a rust mustard,
Ooh, nice.
which I quite like because I think it's quite a good wintry colour. So anyway, whatever. See, I mean, I might just continue on this. I just, I had my heart set on making it a pocket patch.
Yeah. I can see it being adorable on a pocket page.
Yeah. So
As a pocket.
So this is a sal that my friend Donahi and I are doing, and the hashtag is Winter by Mirabilia SAL or Invierno de Mirabilia BJ.
So you're both doing the winter one.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So she got giddy and she was like, "Oh, let's do it together." And so I said, "Okay, I only like autumn and winter," and she preferred winter. So yeah. What is next?
Right, so what I've actually been working on, or I have worked on over the last month, but I didn't have it with me last time. This is a class that...
I'll continue with the chocolate.
You go for
Let's
it.
do talk.
So I'm a member of the Ōtepoti Dunedin Guild, and through that we have, because it's winter, we meet up on a Saturday and you do the whole day, and there are some classes you can take. So I am taking this Reticella pin drum class by Sue Lucas. And that's what it's going to be at the end. And I have started it. We've only had one lesson. So we haven't got to the cutting out or the pulling threads or anything yet. But I've done the foundation frame.
Is that on linen?
This is on linen. It's 32 count something.
Beautiful blue.
It says a Zygarde. Oh, 28 count, sorry.
Oh, casual, yeah.
Blue spruce. They're gorgeous. I'm quite pleased. I'm looking forward to doing this.
I just keep thinking of pottery, blue and white pottery.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so that's watch this space. We should have another class between now and our next film. So hopefully we'll get some progression on that.
I want to see how you get on with it cutting out.
Oh, me too.
Now, are you going to do my Mirabilia? Do you want me to save it for you?
No, because you're not going. Oh, then I have to do all 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
But thank you for the offer.
Do you want this one?
Yeah, if you don't want it.
Okay. No, I'm doing it.
You're doing it, yeah.
You can have it after.
Cheers.
I like to plan ahead.
Nice.
Do I give it away or do I give it to you?
Oh, you can give it away if you prefer to give it away.
God, see what I have to deal with. My next one. So I've got like 8 in progress at home, but it was just too stressful. The last 10 days have just felt a bit too stressful. No, actually, not a lie. I kind of have been on tenterhooks since Christina went to Auckland.
It was just a long process of getting her to her finishing point.
Yeah, because, she had a great time in Auckland, then she had a great time in Perth. Do you know what I found out? This is outrageous. Sharing my outrage with me, people. Especially those that have been married a long time. Christina goes to Perth, and right next door to Perth is Fremantle. Fremantle is like the Mosgiel of Dunedin.
Mm-hmm.
Only Fremantle is an old town.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cute and very adorable. Martin's like, oh yeah, when I was looking into emigrating to Australia or New Zealand, Fremantle was the city I had chosen. We've only been married flipping 32 years. Never knew. Isn't that outrageous? He's a closed book, that man. Anyway, it was very cute. It did look very cute.
I'm glad he chose Dunedin or New Zealand because then I wouldn't have met you.
That's right. No, but that was when, because he wanted to emigrate when he was 18.
Ah.
Yeah, he tried it. He joined the army he tried to join the army in New Zealand.
Ah.
And they were like, nah. Which is just as well. He had a good career.
Yeah.
In the medics. I don't know how that came about. Anyway, so I couldn't concentrate on like things where I had to count and I had to like make decisions about threads because I was just like, I was on high alert. I kept saying to Martin, I just need to relax. I need to stop drinking coffee and just relax. Not that I was rocking around, like you can tell that I wasn't unwell, like so stressed out. Because when I'm unwell, like so stressed with my girls, I look like a monster. I get blotchy and I get like psoriasis and it's all very attractive.
Lucky
It wasn't that. Yeah, I know, like, yeah. No, it wasn't that. I was just a bit like, okay, I'm just paying attention in case my babies need me. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure it's all very relatable. So I picked up this instead, which had come in my parcel. So this is called Home by La-Di-Da.
La-Di-Da.
Now, in New Zealand, what do you think La-Di-Da is? It's like airs and graces?
Yes,
like,
she's not very La-Di-Da.
She's very La-Di-Da. Good, because I said that in Spanish, because I said the name of the company and I was explaining what La-Di-Da meant in Spanish. And then I thought, oh gosh, maybe that's an English thing, because sometimes our sayings are not the same.
No, they're very La-Di-Da, you know.
Okay. So that was fine. I'm making changes, of course.
But I expect nothing less.
That's right. So for starters, it's not going to say home. If it says anything, it's going to say casa, which is house or home in Spanish. It's not going to have the year. Completely not going to have the year, because I don't like it. But I love the size. It's the best thing. Look, hand.
Great pocket size.
Yes, I don't know what it's going to be yet, because this is designed to be like a needle case, but I don't need another needle case. I actually think this is ridiculous and it needs to be on my wall.
It is so cute.
It's so folk artish. I love it. So what I've done is I've used a green for the edge instead of a black. And the house is a very creamy cream. Oh, you can see it there. It's a cream.
You can see it? Yep.
Yeah. So the door is probably going to be blue.
That's a bit of a change.
I know, right?
I don't know if I like that.
You'll get used to it. But yeah, it's super adorable. And
I love the tiny wee windows in it.
I know, they're just
so cute.
ridiculous. I love it.
Oh, and I hadn't noticed the sort of the jagged roof line at the bottom. That's so cute.
Yeah, I was thinking of playing around with that so that it would look like corrugated iron.
Ooh.
But then I was like, Catherine, stop it. You don't have to make your life harder. Anyway, this is super adorable. Let me know if you have embroidered this one as well, because it is ridiculous. Like, if you like this, we would probably be friends, because it's ridiculous. So anyway, I love it, and I will save it for you. So those are my 2 cross-stitch progress situations.
Excellent.
I have.
So now we're on to the... I don't want to... I've really enjoyed doing this.
Really
and it's
enjoyed
fun.
it.
And if you're thinking about doing it, do it. But don't leave it to the last few months before the construction class to actually do it.
Also,
Home sweet home, folks. We're on.
it's a flipping book. Just buy
It
the
is.
book and don't have the stress of a deadline.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm in 2 minds because I'm doing it, right? And I'm getting it done. And I possibly wouldn't have if I didn't have a deadline. So I have worked on the pin cushion. And...
Oh.
there it is. It's just got a plain back. So that's I did the wrong pattern on the side. So that's it. Ready for
So that's a
construction.
pin cushion?
That's a pin
So
cushion.
the pins will be in the middle, right?
Yeah. So,
Oh, it's one of those. It's like a tomato-y thing.
yeah.
Give me here.
Okay. So that's what it'll look like in the end.
It's very pretty.
You can sort of see it.
It is bullion. Bullion stitches. Nice.
No, they're, I don't know what they are.
Is that embroidery or is it...
It's embroidery.
sorry, is that ribbon?
No, it's just thread.
Is it bullion stitch?
Oh, the rose is rosette stitch.
Oh.
And I have done the 2 bits for this is a tape measure cover. And that's on the other side of, that way. So there's the front and the back with the wee strawberry blossom. And I have done, last but not least, the thimble holder, which for a little thimble holder there's an awful lot to it. Honestly, I think it's took me a week to do all these elements. We've got the sides.
So cute though.
Which is like each stripe is about 12 different stitches. Well, it's not, it's about 4. The base, which is, I don't think you can see it very well on this, but it's ridiculously cute and it's got a bit of sparkle. And then the top with the wee pansy on it. And then I've startled the, whatever that thing is.
If you don't tell us, we don't know.
Oh, it's in the back.
One moment, caller.
One moment, caller. Bodkin holder.
Oh yes, for all the bodkins we always have on hand.
Don't even know what a bodkin is, but obviously I need a holder for it.
You do now, right?
I'll be buying a bodkin to put in my holder.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I have got 5 elements left.
And she has aged during this process.
Honestly,
Have you kept in touch with the people? Are you getting together with the group people? Or did
bizarrely enough, yes, because I've doing other classes and other social things with with some of the people in that class that I
nice.
didn't know when I started that class.
Cool. I think you should show your fabric because it's part of this.
Oh, okay. I've also ordered and it has arrived the fabric for the inside, exactly like it's in the book. Because I wasn't going to just use any riff-raff. So it's this lovely creamy with the
Where
green
did it have
dots.
to come from?
Australia.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad at all.
It's very pretty. You can't. I don't think you can see on the screen, but it's like a cream with a green dot,
Yeah.
like a little polka dot in like
Really
a lovely
cute.
green.
And there's no patterns that I have to match or...
Yeah.
That's very cute.
Très fantastique.
It does seem more than 2 meters. Like it only needs a metre and I bought 2.
It depends on the width, of course.
True. Anyway, that's going to be great. Very looking forward to that.
Grand. It's gonna be. So we were just talking earlier that we haven't really spent any time in the weekends together like we used to, way back when I lived in Port Chalmers. So let's go out for a coffee and a cake to celebrate when you finish it.
That sounds a great idea.
Cool. Okay. Great. So
That's all my stitching.
that's all my stitching as well. So how about we just forget about order and I'll show something and then you show your other bit of shopping.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cool. So I have made out of courtesy, the cross-stitching section of this podcast is now over. If you're not into... I'm saying it with sarcasm. Other Flosstubers are very courteous. Okay, so I am making a vest for my friend Diana because she was a marvelous. Well, actually, I'm making it for her because I'm a sad human being that has too much knitted stuff. I'm actually making another thing for another friend because we hang out for a coffee and I was like... She had to borrow my shawl. She sent me a text saying, oh my god, it's freezing. So I went back to my office. I already had my winter cape and I brought my shawl. I almost died because my cape is very wintry. So we arrived and she was wearing some flimsy thing because she'd had a meeting and so she wanted to look like, not like an artist. And she was freezing. So we were at the pub. She was by the fire, but I gave her my shawl. And she was like, oh my god, I'd love to have something like this. And of course, I'm not pathetic, but I was like, would you really? I can make one for you. So when I finish this, I'm going to finish my orange vest and then I'm going to make one of these for her.
Beautiful. Are you going to do the same
Random colours.
random ends of balls sort of?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm doing this. I'm almost finished. But it's now got to the point where I can't really take it on the bus because it is ridiculous. I've got too many needles hanging and stuff. But I literally finished. I had a meeting on Zoom this afternoon. It was great. And even though I contributed to the meeting, which I don't often do, I was able to finish the front.
Done.
So now I just have to do a 3 needle bind off And then I've got to do the ribbing on the sleeve holes, like armpit hole. What do you call it that? Armholes. Let's not say pit. And the neck. And then that'll be done.
Beautiful.
And my friend, I've told my friend Diana, I was like, you will have it on Monday. I love a deadline. You will have it on Monday, Diana. She was very excited. And I said,
excellent.
I really hope you don't like it.
Do you want it?
Yeah. Because we agreed that if she didn't like it, I would just have it and give her the money that she spent on the wool. It is bright for Diana, isn't it?
It is. It's gorgeous. I love the colour.
I love the colour. So I was like, So when I give it to her, I might say, I'm not sure it's your colour.
She's very whites and neutrals.
And she loves blues. So
Oh,
she has she can have quite an intense but sad blue in her wardrobe. I know, no, I do want her to enjoy it. She's a great friend, so it would be nice for her to enjoy that. So that's that.
Excellent. So I'm not sure whether Catherine said in the last video or not.
Oh no, we did talk about it.
I think we did.
You will be king ready.
Yeah. My crown arrived, or the kit. I haven't actually opened it and had a great rummage because I don't actually want to open it in case I lose anything because it was...
You did that with the beads.
Yeah. But this is the crown, people. It's a little sewing box. There's a wee drawer that comes out and there's like needles and you lift the cross bit off the top and there's like drop needles on there and it's just gorgeous. So this is Amy Mitten, the Queen's crown. Look at the kit.
Well, it's for Queen, is it?
Oh, look at the kit. There's a little... Oh, so good.
See, I don't know anybody else that I wouldn't think it was ridiculous for, but for you, you already are ridiculous. You have ridiculous things in your house. This is on point.
I know. I'm very on brand. Oh, but it's so beautiful.
And this is not a class. You'll just follow the book.
This is So when I ordered this, it's a kit. It came with instructions, but the instructions are sent via PDF. When you print it out, it's about that thick. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to print it out at work without running off like 200 coloured pages. I have to check the bosses before I do it. Usually I just do it.
Things you say for appearance's sake.
No.
But actually, you don't need the PDF. You could just do it off your...
Yes, I very
phone.
much could just do it off my iPad or my phone. But
Yeah. She will as well. Never mind the trees.
So beautiful. Look, they've come on fast. No, I'm not going to open it because I'll lose
Don't open it
bits.
because you've got the filling stuff as
Yeah,
well.
I just don't want to lose bits or have bits go flying out. And
People will be on tenterhooks. They'll be dying to see it as it progresses.
won't be starting this until
Home's
Home Sweet
finished.
Home is completely finished and constructed. So maybe next year I will start it, hoping to start it before the end of this year though. I've already found the next one I want to order. It's not a crown. A narwhal and a crab.
God.
Check out Amy Mittens. She's Canadian. She's fantastic.
Her name rings a bell. Ready?
Ready? That's it. That's all I've got to show.
I've only got quilts
I'm
and
super
dyeing.
Woohoo!
Okay, so I'll show you dyeing first. I'll try not to take forever.
Can I hold anything?
Nah. So the only thing I'm going to show you from the dyeing is everything that was a result of cochineal. So I can't remember where I left it. But basically, these are all my cochineal ones.
They're beautiful.
Aren't they? I'm going to be quite organised. I am going to get one of my dye book. I'm going to pick a dye book that will become the dye book. And then I'm going to cut a little strip of each fabric and mention, write down the mordant, the modifiers, the dye products, the type of fabric, everything.
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to just take the pins off these and iron them. I'll iron them. The thing is, I can only iron
on sunny days.
on sunny days during the day. Like, I could dye at night, but I kind of feel like that's not the life we're choosing to live.
You are welcome to come to my house anytime and bring your iron and iron at my house.
But you want me to use energy to drive to your house to
Yeah,
iron? No,
that's how it works.
that's not the life I want to lead. So just to illustrate the sort of life we lead, for the last month or so, 9 out of 10 showers have been with me boiling water either on the chimney or on the stove, and then mixing it with cold water in the shower and just having bucket showers, which I know it sounds ridiculous, but I actually love it. I love it. I don't know, it just seems to me so much more like real life. I was saying to Christina, because she had to have one of those showers before she went away. And I was saying, it just makes me feel like everything is right with the world when I shower like that, which is ridiculous because I never had to shower like that in Peru. We had good showers, you know, we had a very comfortable life. But I know people have showers like that in Peru, and somehow that feels like a good way to live. It is also greener because instead of using 60 liters of water, I'm probably using 10. Anyway, I love it. So no, I don't iron at night. I would only iron in the day if it was sunny. So, and also, ironing is not my priority in life. And these are not going to be used soon, but
just beautiful.
They are just beautiful. So the two grey ones at the top are my failed cochineal. That was at the point at which I stopped dyeing the fabrics because it was like it hadn't taken. But then I'll show you what did take after that. But these are cochineal with iron or vinegar or bicarb or natural, and they're also mordanted with either flax stalks or walnut shells.
Do you know which is which? Have you got that?
Yeah. And either alum or soy milk. So there's 8 varieties of different combinations per cochineal dip. So all good fun. And I just love it. And actually, I was thinking, am I even going to use all this fabric? But I just enjoy it so much.
It's beautiful.
I just enjoy it so much. It's just such a lovely thing to do. And here's my friend Donna. He's like, well, I'll have it. So kind. And actually, that's part of the fun as well, to share things with friends. And no doubt I will send her some. We keep plotting. How can I go and see her in Washington? How can I go and see her in Washington? That's not going to happen.
Stop over on your way to India.
No, it's already planned. I did say to her, I'm trying to see how I could come and see you. But if my children end up outside of New Zealand, all my money will go to see them. So anyway, so that's that. So at the point at which I've ran out of cochineal, because dyeing on cellulose fibers is harder than dyeing on protein fibers. So dyeing wool, alpaca, silk, oxen, bison, whatever, any of those is much easier. They're protein. Cellulose is harder. So linen, cotton, hemp, they're much harder. You have to work a lot harder to make the fibers accept the dye. So at that point, I was like, right, okay, enough of the cotton, enough of the linens. Let's do proteins. So
this was after.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you hold them there because it's a gradient. You have 2.
Woohoo.
And
this one's ever so slightly dark. Oh, you can see it on the screen better than you can in real life, I think.
I wish that thing would disappear off the screen.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Can you see?
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So the very lightest one is Wensleydale. So these are all different breeds that you can find in the UK. I bought these during lockdown, and spinning white wool into yarn is very boring to me. Mm-hmm. I can spin natural browns and blacks, but white is like there's no variance. It's boring. So anyway, that was Wensleydale.
I thought that was a cheese.
As well.
This is cheese.
Teeswater. And this is White Southdown. And this is Rambouillet.
That's not how I would have pronounced it. I'm glad I left that to you.
And this is Charolais. So the next task is to spin it.
Woohoo.
So this will be more fun now that it's a colour. So I'm excited about this. And I still have some cochineal. I think I'm going to dry it and reuse it later. I don't want to do any more cochineal dyeing.
Will you mix any of the colours together when you spin it?
I don't know. See what happens.
But you could.
I could, yeah. And then the next thing that's going to happen, I'm going to have a wee break from dyeing. Maybe
let Martin have a break.
Yes, but also have a financial break from dyeing, because I want to go and buy some more linen from Spotlight because it's way cheaper and I know I can use it for embroidery. I'm going to buy another meter because it's really wide fabric, and then I'm going to dye a ton of yellow. because then I'm going to use that yellow to over dye with indigo to create green. So the next thing I want to do is yellow, so that then I can do indigo, and I can do half of white fabric to indigo and half of what was white fabric to yellow to then indigo, and that makes green.
Will you keep some of the yellows or just put all the yellows in?
No, because I've got yellows in my collection.
Yeah.
I just want to play around and create different degrees of yellows so that I can play around and say, oh, I like this green. I didn't like that green. So
excellent.
So that's my dye stuff, and then because I'm just because I'm a show off really.
Saw this on Instagram. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that one. So now we're on the quilting section.
Look at that, folks.
This is my stack of 4 quilts because I didn't want to bring Asimas because it was in the studio. I couldn't be bothered to go into the studio in the dark. It was, we left the house at 7:15.
This one here with the reverse
I'll show you in
applique
a minute.
circles.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you the stack because I love a stack of quilts.
Looks gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. So I've already talked about these 2, so I'm not going to talk about them. But I am going to talk about this one. So this is reverse applique. And maybe about 2 years ago I was creating the circles. Then I lost the circles.
You were moving and painting and so good.
I love it. I love them. So the sheet is a second-hand bedroom bath
Shower?
bed sheet.
Oh, it's a bed sheet, not a shower curtain.
No,
Okay.
it's just a bed sheet. And the circles were created by using all sorts of scrap and sewing them together by hand until it was big enough to cut it into a circle. So I just love that process. It was so meditative.
Was that what you were calling your biscuit? No.
No.
Ignore me.
Yeah. And in fact, I put on my Instagram that I'd found this account. I found this account of a guy in America, and he might be called the Quilting Marine. But he's a guy, and he's a veteran of some war. Are you called a veteran if you don't go to war? I think you have to go to action, so he must have been in Iraq or something.
Must be in the army to be a veteran, yeah.
No, I know, but I think beyond that, you have to have been to war.
Oh, okay.
If you're like Martin was in the army, he's never been to a war,
Not a vet. Yeah, okay.
so he's not a vet. Not that they use the terminology and whatever. He's a veteran. He is American. He has seen conflict. So one of the things that he was talking about is that this sort of, he does it by machine, but this sort of thing is actually really good for his mental health. So when things get to him, he goes to his studio and he keeps every bit of scraps and he just sews them together, and creates, he does squares. And he thinks they're very good for his soul. They help him process a lot of the things that he's seen and that he's done and the things he's witnessed and all that. But I love this guy because he buys op-shop fabric.
Oh, fantastic.
So he goes to like Goodwill in America and he just buys leftover. So he likes this scrappy thing and he likes secondhand. So I posted it on Instagram because I was watching it one morning. So anyway, the next idea is like I'm going to sandwich it, and the first quilting stitch is going to be a circle around each circle. And I think I'm going to use a range of yellows and oranges,
Nice.
pearl cotton,
Nice.
for this. So that's one thing that
So just outside of the ditch.
yes. That's the first step, and the
Yeah.
other step is going to be that squiggly lines between all the different circles.
Beautiful.
So very excited about this. Oh, incidentally, Margarita, I've been inspired by your triangles quilt. So I'm trying to be good and not start a new quilt. I may have printed a triangle shape though. I just love this idea. I would be so good if it was scrappy, a little triangles. And the pattern, what do you call it? The template is a triangle, and I thought if I cut it and each tip is a different one from the one underneath,
Nice.
and I thought it could be like, because it's one triangle's like this and the other one is like that, so it's like triangles. One scrappy, one plain. One scrappy, one plain. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, I'm resisting now. And so this quilt is the one I have talked to you about. It's log cabin quilt, and the center is always red, and then it goes around and around and around. So I love a log cabin. Like, I really like traditional quilts. I'm a traditionalist, really, although you might not believe it. But I love all the traditional quilt blocks. So I did that, and then I realized it wasn't really Christina's personality, and it was probably too busy for her. So now I found it again, and I'm now making. I've added.
Oh, you've started.
Yes. So I've added fabrics to the other side to make it bed size. So this was secondhand men's shirts, a dress that I had made in Peru a long time ago. It's a linen, and this is a bed sheet. But what I've started doing, this is my diary of my girls in Europe trip quilt. So that's Christina's name. And then I've got Auckland, and then I have Perth. And so this side of the quilt is going to be all about Christina's experiences. And it's not going to be religious. I'm not putting every town she goes to, but, you know, things that were like, oh, amazing, I'll do it in. And then on the other side, I will do Sophia. And I don't think I brought the thing. The way I've done it, in case anyone's interested in doing the same thing, no, I've got it here. I stole a pad that belonged to Martin. And then what I do is using I'm trying to be quite artistic, so it's not like normal handwriting. I'm making it flowy. I write it on the pad, and then I go over it like 4 or 5 times, so it's nice and thick. Then I tear it out, and then I pin it underneath. And so, because I'm doing it kind of on the white bits, you can actually see through, and it's pinned. And then I'm embroidering through the fabric and the paper.
I think there's a bit of paper on the back there. So,
yeah, and I was just going to show them that. And you can see, I've still got a bit of paper there. Maybe you can see. Yeah, there's a little bit. It's always, see, that's a bit of paper. It's actually very easy to take off. So that's how I'm doing it. And I learned that trick from Heidi Park's class.
Fantastic.
Online on Creative Bug. So Creative Bug, I think I mentioned it last time, they're doing a 2 months free trial. Thank you, Fiona, for letting me know. I've watched a couple of things. It's been super inspiring. So I watched. So I go on about Heidi Park sometimes. So she's a quilt artist that I really appreciate because she doesn't follow rules. She has created her own aesthetic, and that's what she does. And so there is a pattern for a story quilt that you can do, but I don't really like to follow patterns. But I have been inspired by a couple of her techniques. So, so the embroidery, she does the embroidery like that. So that's kind of been fun. She also does trapunto, which is where you basically do stuffing. So it's raised. How can I explain it? Normally in trapunto quilting, this is the front of your quilt, and then they used to do like stitching. But they would slit the fabric at the back, the 3 layers, and stuff more stuff in it, so that it pushed it up, and it had like
like a cushion, almost like cushioned it, doesn't it?
Like 3D effect, yeah. So she does that trapunto, but she does it in the Heidi way, which is like wonky, and the knots showing, and like this is wrong, but if I say it, it might be clear. There's no finesse. Of course there is finesse. She's going for an effect, but it's not this kind of like very traditional, old-fashioned museum sort of piece. That's not her look at all. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, maybe Creative Bug still has like a free trial. I'm certainly enjoying it. So anyway, I'm really enjoying this, and because I know I've already talked a lot about how worrying it's been to have my girls go away. Well, Christina so far, but Sophia next month. I don't want this experience to be about me worrying. Like, it's perfectly normal that I worry because I'm a mum, but it's actually the most amazing, fantastic opportunity, and I'm so glad my girls have UK passports, and I've brought them up to be strong women that feel confident to do those things. So I'm super happy. So I want this to reflect the happiness of the occasion. So it's all about fun. It's not about me worrying and having my phone on loud. So that's that. And then I've just got one little bit to show more, and then that's it.
Excellent.
And that is my top. I'm going to have to get up. So, I posted this on Instagram, but basically, can you see the embroidery? Is that clear enough?
Yes,
Victoria?
yes,
Yeah?
I can see it.
Can you see I've got the knot at the front?
Yes.
That's a Heidi Parks thing. It's also a Claire thing. You know, and I'm not into like exposed knots, but I was like, Catherine, loosen up a bit. But yeah, this shirt is second hand. But actually, when I bought it, it was clear that it was brand new. You know, sometimes you can tell.
Yeah.
But it was second hand. I bought it for a bag for $4. So I mean, it probably didn't even cost me 10 cents in reality. But I love this blouse. And my boss came to see me in my office, which was the first time that he'd come. So I was like, I tidied up my desk. I texted Max, I'm furiously tidying up my desk. My desk is a very creative space. So I tidied it all up, and he came. And then when I had to let him out of the building because we have a secure building. When I was walking back to my office, I sort of wiped down on my top, and my hand went through it. And I was like, oh. So I did
Oh, so that's
So this is a patch.
Yeah.
I've patched. So in case you hadn't realised when I was showing it, this is a patch. Can you see? It's got blue fabric at the back. But it's a patch of linen because all this was torn. So I cut it out and I did a reverse applique patch.
beautiful.
And then I embroidered a mug because the idea is, because I live in a little house, I can't keep buying mugs and I love handmade mugs. So I'm just going to start stitching them because that's 2D. It's not 3D. So
well done.
that's it. More ways to spend 6 hours doing something. It's like, sweetie, I don't have time to help you clean the house because I'm embroidering something. So anyway, that's it. Lots of doing this. So to finish off, what are you finishing off with? What are you focusing on? What are you thinking about?
Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
On
people.
a mission.
On a mission. I have got.
You haven't told us what stickers you're doing.
Oh, got lovely nautical, the shiny nautical theme this month. I haven't filled it in for the last 2 days, but it's been home sweet home. Home sweet home. I have got about 14 days. No, yeah, 15 days to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items.
1 every 3 days. You can totally do that.
Yeah.
Because some of those days are weekends.
Yes, I've got 2 weekends going in there. Yeah. So basically, it's 2 things a week. So I've got to get 1 more thing finished this week, and then I'll finish 2 things.
Great. You can do it.
Yeah.
Are you going away? Have you told your news about brother?
I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Oh, okay. Are you going away?
No. No.
No. Home sweet home.
Home sweet home, people. I've got a day. I've got a guild meeting. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So that'll be a nice day out doing something else. Otherwise, it's home sweet home.
Cool. And I am going to continue doing the 8,000 things I always do. I've got a sort of new friend. It's a work colleague who's a clever textile artist, and her mother is quite a known textile artist in Dunedin. So she's coming to my house so that I can teach her how to use a drop spindle.
Nice.
So that's happening on Saturday, and on Sunday we're going to see my stepson. Sounds horrible. My son and his wife, because they've just come back from Japan, and apparently there may be presents.
Ooh.
Quite excited. And I've got an idea for a little quilted piece that I want to do, which is little, which Fiona and I have been talking about. So Fiona, I'm sending you good vibes. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting lots of rest and R&R and quilty time. We've been talking about speech bubbles for quilts. So I'm quite excited, and I want to start one.
I like that.
Because that doesn't count, right? If it's a little piece, if it's wall art, it's not a quilt, right?
If it's a baby quilt, like if it's a... No, it doesn't count.
It's
a dolly quilt, no.
It's not even a dolly quilt. It's just a piece that I'm going to hang on my wall.
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Start away.
So that's what I'm thinking. So that's something that Fiona and I have been plotting. Because Fiona's my new quilty friend. So we're going to get together and encourage each other to be creative around quilting. So that's great. And so Margarita, triangle quilt. Hope you're okay. I don't know if you're, what you're doing, but I hope you're both okay. I might start being that annoying person that tries to speak in Portuguese to you. And that's it. So remember the pigs. If you want to do a ridiculous pig on your chest, Sal.
Hopefully I'll have my pig done for next video.
Yes, otherwise we will.
I've got a beautiful My Little Pony on my, which I saw you're pretty bad. Just like,
Oh my god, that was so funny when you showed it to Claire, and she was like, "Oh my god, that's so cute!" And, I was like, and then like 5 minutes later, it looks like a little pony. I was like, "Yeah, it is. It is a little."
a My Little Pony.
Okay, well, have a wonderful fortnight.
Yeah, if you're in New Zealand, keep warm. It's freezing. Sure, it's day soon.
The Zoom is between.
Oh.
Between. So I might see some of you on the Zoom. Let me know if you want a link. And yeah,
Excellent.
keep warm if you're in New Zealand, and keep cool if you're in the
the
Northern
UK.
Hemisphere. Kaki
Kaki day.